welcome or welcome back to my channel. I feel like this video has been a long time coming considering I always start new series when I'm in the middle of so many different ones already that I should, keyword should, finish. I've decided to make this a multiple part series just because I have so many different books and series that I need to get through. We're not going to be able to get through all of them today. I did some counting and it's a lot worse than I expected. I thought I was pretty good at, like reading the entire series when I pick up a book. That's what I used to do. But with starting booktube and also like mood reading more, I just found myself reading a lot of different series all at once, and now it's accumulated to be a lot. So I counted, and the series that I plan on continuing, keyword is plan on, because there are books that I read the first book in the series of, whether it's a interconnected series or an actual continuous timeline series. I don't plan on continuing some of them because I didn't love the first book. I only counted the series that I plan on continuing, and the number came out to be 24. 24 series that I plan on continuing. I did another count where it's series I can currently continue. For example, Fourth Wing and Magnolia Parks, I've already read the most recent book and they are going to be continued, but they haven't been published yet. So I can't actually continue those series. The number that I have of series that I can continue currently today is 19. I don't know what book I'm going to start with. I have no idea. I think I'm just going to wing it however I feel. I'm going to look at my bookshelf and I'm going to stare at it, and whatever book calls to me first, we will start. Alright, so the first book we're going to go with for this video is If Only I Had Told Her. This is the second book, and I think this is just a duology after If He Had Been With Me. I read this, I want to say almost 2 years ago. It was during my reading sad books for a week video, and it was very sad. So I'm excited yet also kind of hesitant to go into this one because I enjoyed the first one. It wasn't like life-changing or anything. I don't even know if I actually cried, but I wanted to read this one because this has the POV of Finn, which is the second main character. The first book only had Autumn's POV, so I'm excited to see his point of view to kind of understand why certain things played out the way they did. If you guys don't know what these books are about, it follows Autumn and Finn. They basically are childhood best friends. Their moms are best friends and they grew up together. They were inseparable when they were kids, but then as they got older, they started drifting apart a little bit because they found different friend groups and different hobbies. You kind of follow Autumn in the first book through her high school life and learn more about her relationship with Finny. Tragedy strikes. I'm not going to tell you what happens. It is a very heartbreaking story. I'm intrigued to see how the author makes this one feel new and not repetitive. They live the same relationship, but I'm sure they saw it in a very different way. So I'm excited to see how Finn saw their relationship and what happened on his side. But I am a little hesitant because I heard that Finn's point of view isn't the only point of view in this book, and I'm a little confused, like, why are we doing that? So I don't know. Kids are so dumb. Like, I'm thinking back to when I was in high school, and I'm like, yeah, I've done some stupid things. Like, I'm reading this and I'm like, yeah, sounds about right. I just finished the first POV. There are a total of 3, come to find out. I don't know exactly why that is. We're about to find out. The first POV ended where the first book ended, so we got more insight on certain things, and this is incredibly sad. I feel like this book is about to be a lot more sad than the first one, because obviously like the first one is just maybe building it up, you getting to know the characters and the situation and everything, but this one, it's like you already know what's gonna happen. It makes it more dreadful, I guess. So currently I'm on page 150. That's exactly where it switches to the next POV. I wouldn't say I'm enjoying it, but I wouldn't say I'm hating it either. I feel like it's such a negative, emotional book that I can't even say that I'm enjoying it per se, because I'm upset while I'm reading it. It's a fast read, at least. I'm gonna take a little break before we jump into this, because I read the first line of the second part and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I was not expecting to cry. I was not expecting to cry. But here I am. I honestly think I cry more reading this book than I did with the first one. Damn, guys. This is like Magnolia Park's level in love. I don't mean the toxicity or the drama or any of that. Just the pure fact of like them loving each other is on that level. And if you guys know, if you guys have read Magnolia Parks, you know how crazy that statement is. Like, that's wild. Alright, I have finished the second POV of If Only I Had Told Her, and I'm currently on page 280. Wow, it's so perfectly exact. That means I only have like 110 pages left in this book. This POV made me cry. I won't tell you exactly who the POV is from, but it is someone that I think a lot of us could relate to, someone that people don't really think of. You know what I mean? Like, you don't automatically think of this person or how this person is feeling when something like this happens. In my opinion, I think it was just really well done. The first page of the first book, you kind of already have a hint and an idea of what happens, but I don't really want to spoil it for you guys if you haven't read either one. Like, in case you want to keep that as a secret, this one really gives you the perspective of a third person looking in and seeing how this all played out and their emotions and everything, which was really, I think, lovely. Not lovely because it was really sad, but enjoyable. I really enjoyed that. I just want to say that this is relatable. Even though me as a woman has not gone through what is happening right now, I will say that those are thoughts that I have had before, even though I haven't gone through it. Like, how do you know? How do you know you're doing the right thing or being good at it, you know? And also just ignore the fact that I'm wearing the same outfit in all of these clips. This is my new like pajama sweat set that I got from Comfort, and it's just so soft, and I've been wearing it every single day when I'm at home. Obviously I don't wear it out, so just ignore that. I know that I'm wearing the same thing over and over again, but I'm just at home, you know, just at home, and it's so comfortable. Okay, as you guys saw, I finished reading If Only I Had Told Her. There's not much to say other than the fact that I really enjoyed this book, and I'm really glad that I read it. First things first, I'm gonna rate this book a 3.25. I think that's a pretty good rating, considering that it's not one of those books that I'm going to remember or hold onto for a long time. It's just an enjoyable read, and it did what it was supposed to do. Would I recommend it to people? Yeah, of course. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more easy to read, yet still kind of dives deep into human emotions and experiences, then I do recommend. But it's just not one of those books that I'm going to think about automatically in the future when people ask me, like, oh, what's your favorite book? Or what's one book that you would recommend? You know, like it's not gonna be the first thing that comes to mind, but I still really enjoyed it. Honestly, this one gave me a lot more insight on people where the first one didn't. The first one kind of just followed Autumn and her experience with her friendship with Finny, her life, and all of that. But this one, it really, I don't know, like I really enjoy the second POV, which I'm really surprised about because the first one was Finn and that was the one that I was most anticipating. But the second one really surprised me. There was just something so raw and organic about it that I just really enjoyed reading. Okay, so the second book for this video, I decided on Wisteria by Adalyn Grace. This is the third book in the Belladonna series. I don't exactly know what the series is called, but the first book is Belladonna, the second book is Foxglove, and then the third one, obviously, is Wisteria. I don't actually have a physical copy of this book, so I'm going to read it on my Kindle or listen to it on audiobook because I have been wanting to listen to an audiobook. I don't have one right now, and I usually have one, but if you guys don't know what Belladonna or the whole series is about, you start off with the first book following Signa and Death. Signa has grown up with death always looming around her, not because she's near death, but because people around her always end up dying somehow. Obviously, society and the community are like, you know what, let's stay away from her because I'm not trying to die. So she's very lonely, and it has this very like gothic fantasy. It's taken place in the Regency era, so think Bridgerton, but very gothic. And I just love the vibe. I really enjoyed the first one. It was a murder mystery, but then also kind of just mystery in general. And then the second book follows a different character, but obviously it's set in the same place. At the end of that book, you find out something really interesting, which is the reason why I want to jump into the third one, because I think I could have stopped at book one and been satisfied, but since I got something after the second book, I kind of really want to know how it ends. So you know, I might as well complete the trilogy instead of just stopping at book 2. I don't know if you guys like or dislike all of the B-roll clips of me reading the book, but I don't have any for Wisteria because I am listening to it, so I hope you guys are okay with that. But I have been listening to it a lot, actually. I like to listen to it while I do chores. Recently, I've been really getting into puzzles, and I have one right here. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but this is the design of it. So each square is a month and it's the birthday flower for that month. And I thought this was such a pretty print to have as an artwork when I'm done with the puzzle. That's besides the point. Yeah, I've been doing this puzzle. I'm like, I want to say 80% of the way through, and I've listened to more than half of the book. Like, I'm really liking the book, but it is very different from what I thought it was going to be. So the first and second one were very much kind of mysteries with the subplot of romance and the fantasy aspect. But this one, I think it's more romance fantasy, so romantasy. There is a small mystery subplot, but it's not as big or as prevalent as the first 2 books. But don't get me wrong, I'm not hating that. I actually really enjoy the romance because it's really romantic. The male lead for this book is such a lover, and he comes off really grumpy, but he is such a like act of service kind of guy, and I love that. They don't feel as dark and eerie, if you get what I mean. I was very pleasantly surprised that it wasn't another murder mystery of some sort. I am really enjoying it. I think I'm going through it super quickly while doing my puzzle. It just feels relaxing and it relieves a lot of stress, which I've been having a lot of during work. So I'm really enjoying that. Would you guys believe me if I told you I just finished Wisteria? It was honestly not my plan to finish the book because I was a little bit over half of the way through when I last spoke with you guys, but one thing led to another, and the story was so captivating that I wanted to know what happened next, so I just kept on listening. Really pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed this book, but I am like 80% sure that this is probably my favorite book out of the series. Interesting to see the world being written bigger. There was just so much to learn, and I really enjoyed that, and I really liked the fact that there were so many different characters. Signa and Death were really interesting main characters, and you get to meet more deities like Life, Chaos, the Reaper, Fate, and they're actual people, and I just think it was really interesting to see how it all revolved around each other and how life needed every single one of them to be life. So like you can't experience life without experiencing death. It was just really fun to read. I recommend the series if you're looking for something easy that also has a hint of mystery and is set in the Regency era. I don't know what book I'm gonna pick up next for the last book for this video, so you'll see when I figure it out. Guys, do you want to hear about something? Tell me why I didn't realize that this book, The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson, is the 3rd out of 4 books of the series. And also tell me why I read book 4 before this one. Luckily, book 4 doesn't pertain to the same mystery of the main plots of the first 3 books. To defend myself, it's so silly. To defend myself, I read the 2nd book a while back, so I don't exactly remember how it ended. I just know that like things happened and that the mystery wasn't solved. I'm on chapter 6, page 79. It did take me a bit to realize, but that's okay. We are here and we now know. Quick update, I don't remember the last time we talked about this book. It might have been honestly when we first started reading, or actually the last thing I remember was telling you guys how I found out that this was the 3rd book and not the 4th book. I am currently on chapter 18, page 242. There hasn't been much to talk about because obviously the mystery is still ongoing from the first 2 books, so I can't tell you guys what I have learned and much more than that. This book solidified the fact that I just don't like the first 3 books as much as I did the 4th book. The main mystery in here, it just doesn't catch my attention. I don't care that much. Truthfully, after learning what I did from the 2nd book, I didn't really care enough about the 3rd one to learn more and go deeper into it, I guess. But that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy this book. I still enjoy a good YA I almost said fantasy. A good YA mystery. I don't have any character in this entire series that I have any type of attachment or fondness of. I don't dislike them, but I also do not care about any of them. That sounds really bad. I don't mean it in a mean way. I just don't feel like if anything happened to any of them, I would care. Again, I don't dislike the book, and it's just another YA mystery. If you guys like YA mysteries, still would be a good read. I will say, reading the 4th book on accident, thinking it was the 3rd, did make some of this not as dramatic. So there are some plots in this book where if you haven't read the 4th book, obviously you would be questioning it a little bit, like, oh, what's gonna happen? Because I read the 4th book, I already know some of the things, so I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I think I have 120 pages left, so I'm very close to being done. I just want to get through this and get done with this entire series. I know that there is another book that's technically within the same world and following the same characters, but I don't know if I'm gonna pick that one up. I might, just because it's not following the main mystery of the first 3 books and it takes place in a different location, and I enjoy the 4th one, so I might enjoy the 5th one, but that is to be determined. Technically, after this one I am done with the series because it's only 4 books, 4 main books. And I think the 5th one was just like a little treat Maureen Johnson gave out. But as of right now, I'm just gonna finish this and finish up this video because I don't know how long this video has been. I am done. I am finished with Hand on the Wall, or The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. What am I gonna give this book? Probably a 3-star. Because it wasn't something that I like loved. And like I said earlier, I didn't love the characters. The plot was okay. I didn't really care much about the mystery. But the writing itself and the mystery itself is interesting. I feel like people would be interested in it. I just didn't find that interest, you know? So I still think it was a good book and I still think people would enjoy it. But for me, it just wasn't, it was alright. I just didn't connect very well with it, but that's okay. There is one new thing I want to talk about for this book is I feel like at the end of each book in this series, Maureen Johnson, it feels weird to say just Maureen or Johnson, like it feels like her name needs to be said as Maureen Johnson, right? So it feels like she has this way of ending her books where the mystery is solved and all of the answers are coming together. It reminds me a lot of Scooby-Doo. Now stay with me. I know that sounds really silly. Like, what do you mean it reminds you of a kid's show, Scooby-Doo? Well, you know when they find the culprit in Scooby-Doo and they rip the mask off and they're like, it's this person, and then they go on this big like rant of why this person did what they did, and they're just sitting there, like the culprit's just sitting there like listening to their crimes being said back to them. Well, this is how the entire series feels, really. Stevie basically solves mysteries and then she'll be like round everyone up and she'll just tell the entire story and then be like, and you did this because of this, and that. And she just goes on, and I think that's so funny because then the person is sitting there like listening to this, knowing that she's correct, but then also being like, you're silly. Like trying to gaslight this teenage girl, which typical. I just think it's really funny that every single one of these books, it just feels like a whole Scooby-Doo unveiling, and I love that. I think that's so entertaining. It's so funny. So we finished 3 series in this video and I'm so excited because I'm still in the middle of a lot of them. Am I going to read the next book in this? Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. There are definitely going to be multiple parts to this series. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!